Here's another chapter on that dumb crap, that gang stalking, group stalking, community stalking bull crap. Here's another chapter.
Some insights on stalking and being stalked. In a typical gang stalking situation, the target will not usually be aware of their assailants right away, and will at first think that the events and activities that begin to take place are just coincidental. But over the days or weeks, they will begin to suspect that something unusual is going on.
That's how I could tell they stalking, gang stalking. They're part of that bullshit. That's how I could tell. I don't even know them. Why the fuck they on my sack every day? Why the fuck they keep worrying about what the fuck I'm doing? I'm in my apartment. I'm minding my own business. Why the fuck they keep trying to noise campaign? Why the fuck they keep trying to do baiting tactics? Why the fuck they keep trying to get a reaction from me and I don't even know them? That's how you can tell, man, they on that bitch nigga gang stalking shit. So I gotta prove it like this.
Stalking may first become aware that someone seems to be entering their residence whenever they go out, and they might also begin to suspect that they are being constantly watched by their neighbors, by people on the street, and perhaps even with hidden cameras and microphones in their residence. Further, the targeted person may experience many seemingly coincidental but otherwise odd little events in their day-to-day life that eventually leads them to consider that these events are all contrived and that they involve certain people who work or live around them. They may then begin to wonder if they are being targeted for some particular reason. Whether or not there is any possible reason for being targeted, over time they will find that these events are indeed purposeful, and this will succeed in drawing their attention to the fact that something sinister is definitely afoot. The purpose of these events at this early point is to initiate paranoia and anxiety in the target. A person who suspects that they're a target of gang stalking, if they have their wits about them and can remain level-headed, might purposely not. 26. Show signs of their awareness of these odd events when they arise, or respond to them in any predictable manner, but simply keep alert for any further clues, testing them as well so as not to become delusional about the events going on. In this way, the target may find after a while that whenever the target does certain things in their home, there are definite predictable responses from the neighbors, such as doors constantly slamming, hoots, thumping on walls, car horns blaring, or any other sudden rise in overall noise levels in the building or outside on the street.
Can't make this up.
When the target does make it apparent through their reaction that they know something odd is going on, but doesn't react as the perpetrators might hope or expect, such as to become frustrated, the pattern of activities surrounding these events often changes because the previous pattern of actions didn't cause the expected reaction in the target.
Told you, they need a reaction. They stupid ass need a reaction every day. And I got it, it's written in the book. I see all through their little bitch nigga tactics. They either spy, they either try to knock up at the ceiling, or they try to say something stupid out their mouth to get a reaction. None of that bitch ass, bullshit, coward ass shit working. So I gotta keep proving it like this.
Over time, a composed target can begin to assess the reality of the situation, deduce the methods being used by their antagonists to target them, and take steps to maintain some control over the situation and perhaps begin to fight back.
Cowards.
By dealing with gang stalking events in the above manner, the target can effectively demonstrate their own control over the other parties in these events. This will not only confirm the target's own sanity and understanding of the situation, but will also offer some comfort to know that they have a certain amount of power over the gang stalking group that is targeting them.
Facts.
27. If a targeted person should ever confirm the identities of any of their gang stalkers, which they often will, they can begin to take counter-action against them. It must be realized that these gang stalkers are either doing this willingly and therefore don't deserve much mercy, or they're being influenced against their will, perhaps through mind control technologies, and require a certain amount of understanding for being helpless victims themselves.
Nothing but bitch ass spies.
The difference might be easily determinable by their general character. Mean and bitter people will tend to be recruited as witting players, while otherwise good-natured people may be potential victims of mind control technologies or are otherwise controlled by other means, such as blackmail. The people who are financing and directing many of the gang stalking groups, the controllers, whoever they might be, depend on remaining out of the picture completely, removing all possible culpability in the crimes and activities being perpetrated. As long as these gang stalking activities and any mind control technologies that might be used in them are kept in the shadows, there's no reason for anyone but the target to suspect that these activities are other than random occurrences, and any mention of the mind control aspect will just make it all sound too ridiculous for anyone else to believe.
Facts.
If these technologies are at the stage that the available literature indicates is now possible, anyone who is targeted by advanced mind control technologies might very well be totally unaware of the fact themselves, and would even deny it.
Facts.
28. Not all gang stalking involves mind control of the electronic variety, however. Mind control is as old as the desire to dominate others, and such control has for a long time been effected through both subtle influencing and strong coercion, either psychologically or physically. Certain types of mind control are so deeply ingrained into society already that we don't even consider them as any sort of control at all. The most obvious form of this is the media, which has been used to mold our opinions and beliefs ever since Gutenberg invented the first printing press. The oldest and simple.
He's running a noise campaign. I'm just retaliating right back. I know you heard a few stumps. That's them trying to noise campaign under the apartment I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my apartment, man. Minding my business every day, man. These pussy ass niggas keep worrying about what the fuck I'm doing, man. I don't need no chaperone for my life. I know who I am. They don't know who the fuck they is. That's why they keep looking for a daddy. Old as dirt looking for a daddy.
The simplest method of mind control is the use of direct threats to a target, whether physical or otherwise. This type of mind control lies behind the power of our governments and their justice systems, which use threats of punishment and incarceration to control the masses.
Can't make this up.
Another simple method of mind control, used most effectively by those who have first gained a certain level of authoritative trust from those they want to manipulate into acting against a target or targets, is to blatantly lie or mislead.
Blatantly lie and mislead.
For instance, a police officer might suggest to someone that a certain neighbor of theirs is a criminal element that they are investigating. This will undoubtedly cause the person to feel concerned enough from what they are told that they will likely be willing to cooperate in whatever way that the police might then ask or suggest, all in the name of freedom and democracy, of course, so that we can feel safe and secure in our homes and within the community.
Understand.
29. The use of threats and aggressive coercion are ideal for creating gang stalking members among those who have been caught up in some sort of legal matter, whether criminal or otherwise. A corporate employee whose job is on the line, a drug addict who is always looking for the next fix, or an arrested person facing possible incarceration, are all desperate people, and can be recruited as gangstalkers very easily and with little fear of exposure. Police use such tactics at every opportunity, and in the last few decades have recruited virtual armies of reliable snitches or police agents to do their bidding.
Reliable snitch? What?
The actual number of people who routinely spy for the police is uncertain.
Now you see what's going on? Them niggas is bitch ass spies. Real shit, man. I don't even know them. Why the fuck they on my sack? Gang stalking ass. I got the book to prove it, man.
But 50% of the population is not at all unrealistic. The relationships between the controlled gangstalkers and their handlers or controllers will usually extend for years or decades, using the person's ongoing career, drug addiction, criminal involvement, or general fears and insecurities as a coercive tool of control. Where such things as the loss of employment, an addiction, or the threat of facing a lengthy jail sentence cannot be used to coerce a person into involvement in gang stalking activities, other methods involving blackmail can be used instead, provided the person can be caught in a compromising position. The police, as well as any corporations or private parties with money to spend, have access to a wealth of surveillance technology, and they may even provide it to gang stalking groups under their control, in order to achieve their ends. Not only that, but the police will look the other way if 1 or 30 more of their gang stalkers must commit a crime in order to assist them. This is now entirely legal for the police to do in Canada and the US. In this way, remote cameras and microphones are regularly planted in a target's home to learn their routines and habits, and to discover any other pieces of information that could be used to disrupt the person's life and antagonize him or her, or for any other reason that might be in the interests of the controllers.
All that lame ass shit.
When participants of gang stalking groups are briefed on a target, if the police are handling them, they will often have a police file with them, which is simply a prop to manipulate a gang stalking participant or group into action.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
This file is usually...
They make fake files and then show them and then slander us. And then try to group up people against us with that bullshit. And they got these little monkeys doing their little monkey ass bullshit, trying to get a reaction every day. You understand what I'm saying? Look what the book's saying.
Usually just any old file they might have handy, with a few fake documents bearing the target's name added in, and if possible a mugshot of the target clipped to the inside of the folder. Using the fake documents in the file, the police will present the target in highly exaggerated or completely fraudulent terms.
Bitch ass spies.
The more suspicion or hatred they can instill in the gang stalkers towards a target, the more willing the gang stalkers will be to undertake whatever tasks might be asked of them.
Can't make this shit up, man.
It's quite possible, for instance, for a target to be characterized as a suspect under investigation regarding sexual assaults against small children.
Can't make this shit up. Slanders.
This will fire up anybody's emotions.
And what they try to slander my name with every day. That's that garbage that come out their damn mouth. Praise you, Yahweh. I don't even know they stupid ass. Why the fuck they got my name in their mouth like that? Praise you, Yahweh. Stay in your fucking lane, you stupid piece of shit. Praise you, Yahweh. Gang stalking bastards.
Emotions, and this is the sort of weakness in people that the police will take advantage of. It should be noted that the police will not usually make any claims that might later be revealed to be false, so telling a gang-stalking member that a target is a suspected child molester, rather than a known one, is safe from ever being.
Look, lies.
31. Found out to be a lie. Being a suspect means that you're involved in an ongoing investigation, but whether or not this is true can't be verified as long as an investigation is ongoing. Being told that the target is a suspect in an investigation assures that the parties who are told this won't divulge what they've been told, for fear of being charged themselves for interfering in a criminal investigation.
Can't make this up.
This police tactic assures utmost secrecy. If it is later found out that the target was never involved in anything they were purported to be involved in, makes their being painted as a suspect seem like nothing more than normal police procedure.
Defamation of character.
Part of the psychology behind a person's willingness to take part in gang stalking is the apparent emptiness or meaninglessness of their lives. Drug addicts and homeless people are normally easy to induct into gang stalking operations, but a lonely and vulnerable senior citizen is even easier. Taking advantage of a few of their real or imaginary fears can quickly win these people over and encourage them into taking part in activities they don't know the real purpose of, but believe to be their duty in fighting crime and achieving something desirable for society. What they take part in, however, is a violation to another person's privacy, freedoms, peace of mind, and well-being.
Facts. Damn monkey.
Further, it's destructive to society as a whole by allowing these fascist activities to spread more and more under the false guise of patriotism or social responsibility.
Gang stalking monkeys.
Being used for audio and video surveillance of targets in their homes and elsewhere. 32. Is not just the commonly available miniaturized remote cameras and wireless microphones, or even the flexible fiber optic cameras that can look under doors and around walls. The technology being used on a regular basis by police forces, the military, and intelligence agencies is beyond what most people realize. Electronic through-the-wall surveillance, similar to that used at airport security points, can look through solid objects such as clothing, suitcases, and even wood and concrete walls. Such barriers can be rendered invisible to the device by tuning out a barrier's corresponding frequency so that the beam of ELF, extremely low frequency, waves is not affected by it and can pass right through. Another type of camera uses many separate fiber optic threads that can be as fine as human hair, and which are placed at different points around a room or other location to be monitored. Together, they build a composite three-dimensional image using specially designed software. The threads are almost completely invisible, very flexible, and don't emit any electromagnetic radiation. They can be inserted through walls and are less noticeable than a pinhole. They can also be run along door and window frames, and even directly over many surfaces without being noticeable. Because these threads simply transmit photons that strike the exposed end, there's no way to detect them with anti-bugging equipment, which relies on picking up the electromagnetic radiation that's emitted from electronic components. The threads can be long enough that the electronic components of the camera can be kept safely out of range of any bug detectors. Each thread, due to its extreme thinness, 33, may only capture a very poor image on its own, but
Hear the noise campaign that these dummies making. Understand? They just stop. Look. Here, bitch, man. Praise you, Yahweh. Go back there. Look, they're trying to make noise campaigns. Gang stalking little bitch. Praise you, Yahweh. Back to the book.
Multitude of such threads can capture enough information to compose a good image out of their concurrent signals. The quality of the image.
These niggas done sold out, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to be a gang stalker so bad. Now they don't know what they got themselves in. Now the gang stalker handle blackmailing the shit out their stupid ass. The book proving it right here. Ain't nothing but bitch ass spies, man. Back to the book.
Image increases with the number of threads used, so normally there will be many threads, and they can be hidden virtually anywhere. The cost of this fiber optic thread is extremely cheap, so the loss of any number of threads and their replacement are of little significance and does not affect the continuation of monitoring. Often, gang stalkers will carry a cell phone, even though they have no apparent reason to own one. This will even include welfare recipients or homeless people. If you live in the downtown area of a major city, as I do, you may become familiar enough with these people in your neighborhood and their activities to see that they have no real need for a cell phone, and yet they have them. You might notice that they never seem to use them either, and will use pay phones for their personal calls even though they have a cell phone. Cell phones are so common today that most people don't seem to notice this oddity, but for anyone who is able to observe these people on a day-to-day basis, it becomes obvious that something isn't right.
Facts.
Knowing that gang stalking groups often include these sorts of people, it becomes clear that they're provided with a cell phone in order to both facilitate their group operations and to keep in contact with their handlers.
Facts.
Although the police are definitely involved in organizing certain gang stalking groups, they aren't 34. The only ones setting up or using these groups. As I said earlier, organizations of all kinds have been drawn into gang stalking activities. Small businesses, large corporations, churches, schools, community organizations, social groups, and even street gangs have all become involved in this activity. In fact, it appears that this activity has become well entrenched in the social fabric, and in a way that makes it seem to anyone but the target and the perpetrators, but not necessarily even them, that nothing is going on other than coincidental events, and the target is losing their mind.
Which is all false.
Once the ball started rolling and these groups started expanding and taking their own initiative, with the help of notification lists to mark the enemy, they became autonomous entities and their activities were self-determined. 35.
Okay, that's
Mind-controlled
it. That's enough on that. I'll give you that one next.
It's very possible that
Pause. Give you that one next. But you see what I'm saying, though? You know what I'm saying? Them niggas is bitch-ass spies, bro. I'm in my apartment, and they spy every day, like little bitches. I ain't worrying about, I gotta be smart. Can't, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be smart. I gotta be intelligent about the situation, man. Praise you, Yahweh. I can't focus. I can't worry about no sucker ass spies, man. Got to be very intelligent about the situation. Shalom, family. I'll see y'all. I'll read another chapter in the next video. Shalom, Yasharallah. Praise you, Yahweh. Barakatah, family.